Ahoy, viewers. Today we're not just sailing the high seas, we're plunging into the depths of piracy's forgotten chapters. So batten down the hatches, for we're about to unearth the tale of a pirate so fearsome, so brutal, that even Blackbeard might have walked the plank to avoid him. Prepare to set sail on a journey through time, treachery, and unexpected humor. This isn't just history. It's history with a twist of lemon, and maybe a peg leg. The golden age of piracy. A time when work from home meant pillaging from your ship, and the dress code included eye patches and parrots. But let's not romanticize too much. Life at sea was less Pirates of the Caribbean, and more Survivor Pirate Edition. Imagine the Caribbean and the Atlantic from the late 17th to early 18th century. The seas were crawling with pirates, privateers, and all manner of scallywags. If there was a golden era for questionable maritime activities, this was it. Now, these weren't your Disney-feared sing-along pirates, no sir. These pirates were more into looting, plundering, and the occasional bout of maritime mayhem. And the governments? They sometimes sponsored this aquatic anarchy through letters of marque, basically giving pirates a license to loot. Officially.
Here's your Go Crazy at Sea card. Don't forget to plunder responsibly.
The Spanish were shipping boatloads of gold and silver from the Americas. The English, French, and Dutch thought, hey, why should Spain have all the fun? Thus, the seas became a battleground for control, and pirates were the era's entrepreneurs, with a penchant for violence. Speaking of violence, pirate life was brutal. Forget glamorous sword fights, think more along the lines of scurvy, shipwrecks, and if you were unlucky, a date with Davy Jones's locker. And if you think your job's tough, try being a pirate with no job security, HR, or dental plan.
These gold teeth ain't just for show. They're actual replacements.
Our beloved pirates came from all walks of life. Some were former sailors, others escaped slaves. Many were just folks looking for adventure, or at least a career where wear whatever hat you want was the norm. These maritime miscreants formed their own rough democracy. Captains were elected, loot was shared, sort of, and everyone had a say unless the captain decided otherwise. It was like a floating dysfunctional family with cannons. So there you have it, the golden age of piracy. A time of freedom, fortune, and an appalling lack of personal hygiene. But amidst this rogues gallery, one pirate stood out for his cruelty and cunning. And no, I'm not talking about Captain Hook. Let's meet our main character, shall we? Now gather round as we unravel the tale of François l'Olonnais, a pirate whose cruelty was so legendary that even the sharks had second thoughts about messing with him. Born as Jean David Now, he ditched his French origins quicker than a ship abandons rats. L'Olonnais started his career in the Caribbean as an indentured servant. But soon the seas called to him. Or maybe it was the prospect of wealth and revenge. By the 1660s, he emerged as a fearsome buccaneer, attacking Spanish ships with a zeal that would make a tax collector envious.
The sea is my kingdom and I'm the king. The crazy king, but still.
L'Olonnais' first brush with fame, or infamy, came when he narrowly escaped death. His ship was destroyed by the Spanish, and he survived by smearing himself with the blood of his comrades. Talk about a gory disguise! Swearing vengeance, L'Olonnais embarked on a rampage so brutal that even other pirates were like, mate, that's a bit much. He once captured a Spanish ship, and when the crew wouldn't cooperate, he personally beheaded them, until one finally talked. L'Olonnais' idea of a chat was unconventional. Our hero then set his sights on Maracaibo in Venezuela. The town's residents fled, but l'Olonnais was undeterred. He tortured the remaining locals for information on hidden treasures. Spoiler. It wasn't a treasure map he found, but plenty of fear and loathing. But wait, there's more. L'Olonnais' next stop was Gibraltar. No, not the one in Europe, the one in South America. His methods hadn't improved. If anything, he doubled down on the whole terror thing. He was less Pirate of the Caribbean and more Nightmare on C Street. L'Olonnais' downfall, however, was as dramatic as his rise. While attempting to invade Honduras in 1668, he was ambushed by a local tribe. Legend has it they were so fed up with his antics that well, let's just say he became part of a local stew. Talk about a bad end to a bad trip. So ended the reign of François l'Olonnais, a pirate so brutal that even the Grim Reaper might have hesitated to collect him. His legacy, a reminder that sometimes the bad guys don't just get defeated, they get devoured. But enough about our culinary conundrum of a pirate. Let's wrap up this salty saga with some final thoughts, shall we? As we bring the curtain down on the bloody saga of François l'Olonnais, let's ponder the legacy of a man who was more feared than a tax audit on Pirate Day. L'Olonnais' life was a tapestry of terror, woven with threads of brutality and knots of vengeance. L'Olonnais' end, as ghastly as it was, seems almost fitting for a man of his appetites. Ambushed and devoured by a native tribe in Honduras, he became a literal part of the land he so ruthlessly plundered. It's not every day a pirate becomes an entree.
We've got a special on the menu tonight, lads. It's called Revenge a la Pirate.
But what can we really learn from the tale of this maritime monster? Perhaps it's that unchecked ambition and cruelty often lead to a bitter end. Or maybe it's just that karma has a wicked sense of humor. L'Olonnais' story, while extreme, wasn't unique in the golden age of piracy. It was an era when the line between villain and hero was as blurred as the vision of a pirate after a bottle of rum. These seafaring outlaws, often romanticized in tales and movies, were products of their time. A time of conflict, colonialism and, let's not forget, really questionable hygiene. In truth, the life of a pirate like l'Olonnais was far from the glamorous adventure often depicted. It was a life of constant danger, moral ambiguity, and for our friend François, a culinary conclusion. It's a reminder that history, much like the sea, is deep, dark and full of terrors, and sometimes humor. As we sail away from the bloody waters of l'Olonnais' story, let's not forget the lessons it holds. Power and fear can only take you so far before they consume you, quite literally, in his case. And while we've had our fun with the tale, at its core, it's a stark reminder of the brutal realities of a bygone era. But fear not, dear viewers. Our historical journey isn't all doom and gloom. There are countless tales of heroism, innovation, and yes, even more absurd humor waiting to be discovered. So stay tuned. Keep your minds open and your spirits adventurous. Who knows what other forgotten stories we'll unearth next? Now let's hoist the sails for one last time and head towards the horizon of our episode. Alas, it's time to weigh anchor and set sail from our historical harbor. I hope you enjoyed this voyage into the past as much as I did. If you did, don't be a scurvy dog. Like, subscribe and share. Spread the word like a pirate seeking crewmates for their next grand adventure.